Hey everyone, ready to dive into something really important?
I know I am.
We're talking about the final U.S. military aid package for Ukraine under this program.
Right.
And I gotta say, this
Yeah.
one is it's a big deal
It is.
for a lot of reasons.
Big one. Yeah.
So to set the stage, can you kind of walk us through what makes this aid package so significant, especially with all this change and uncertainty going on?
Well, for starters,
Yeah.
this aid's going through a special program.
Okay.
It's called the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative,
Okay.
USAI for short.
USAA, got it.
And what makes this different
Yeah.
is it's not just coming out of like existing US stockpiles.
Hmm.
It's actually buying stuff directly from the defense industry,
Oh, wow.
sometimes even from allies.
So like we're custom ordering for Ukraine's needs.
Yeah. These
It's
are
not just handing over what we've got.
Exactly. And that means it's really tailored to what they need right now, which we'll get into.
Okay.
But there's a trade-off here.
Okay.
Because it's not just grab and go.
Right.
There's going to be a delay
Yeah. That makes sense.
between approval and when it actually reaches Ukraine.
Totally. Makes sense. Time is definitely a factor here
Absolutely.
with all these other things happening.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk specifics.
Okay.
What's in this package? Sources say $1.2 billion.
Right.
What's so crucial for Ukraine at this moment?
Some of the key items in there are air defense systems
Okay.
and artillery munitions.
Right.
These are absolutely vital because of,
Yeah, we hear about it constantly.
right, ongoing aerial attacks,
Right.
intense fighting on the ground.
Yeah.
And these specific systems
Yeah.
are designed to bolster their airspace defense
Okay.
and really counter Russia's offensive capabilities.
So these aren't just like,
But
more the
yeah.
same. This is a step up.
Yeah, think of it like
Mm.
they can really shift things on the battlefield.
Okay.
Give Ukraine that advantage they really need right now.
Yeah. So game changers potentially?
Potentially, yes. Each system has its own
Yeah.
specific capabilities and tactical advantages, like some of the air defense we're talking about.
Yeah.
Longer range, more effective against certain missiles
Wow.
than what Ukraine currently has.
Do serious firepower.
Yeah.
Okay. But I have to imagine it's not JST about the hardware, right?
Oh.
The timing of this aid package.
Right.
It feels almost deliberate.
Oh, absolutely.
With the 24 election looming,
Yeah.
potentially big policy shifts coming.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. The timing is crucial here.
Yeah.
You know, President-elect Trump has stated he wants to end the war
Mm-hmm.
quickly.
Quick,
Even
yeah.
said he could do it in 24 hours.
We've all heard that.
Now,
Yeah.
we won't speculate on
Right.
how realistic that is,
Of course.
but his past statements
Sure.
and his approach to foreign policy
Yeah.
suggest he might take a very different path
Right.
than the current administration.
Totally. And that makes this whole final aid package thing even more interesting.
Yeah.
What do you make of that word final?
Right.
Does that mean that U.S. is like stepping back completely?
Wha- It's not necessarily black and white like that.
Okay.
It could signal a shift in strategy
Mm-hmm.
more than a complete abandonment of support.
Okay.
Remember,
Yeah.
a new administration comes in with their
Yeah.
own priorities
Yeah,
and
sure.
approach to foreign policy.
Right.
It's a new era in a way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more like
Yeah.
we're moving into a new phase.
Right.
We might see less focus on direct military aid
Okay.
and a shift towards other types of support.
Okay.
Maybe more emphasis on diplomacy
Right.
or economic assistance.
So still backing Ukraine.
Yeah.
But changing how we do it.
Exactly.
Okay, but that brings up a big question.
Yeah.
If this direct military aid decreases,
Right.
what happens to Ukraine?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah,
Can they hold their own against Russia without that same level of support?
without that firepower.
It's tough to say.
Yeah.
Depends on so many things.
Like what?
The support they get from other countries,
Right.
their ability to innovate,
Mm-hmm.
the political landscape.
Oh, yeah, here and in Russia.
Exactly. It's a tangled web.
It's a mess.
It really is.
And it's easy to lose sight
Oh, absolutely.
of the human side of all this
Right.
amidst the politics and the strategy.
It's vital that we don't forget the human cost. Millions of Ukrainians
Yeah.
impacted by this war,
Yeah.
displacement, hardship loss.
Yeah.
It's a humanitarian crisis.
It's huge.
It is. And we have to make sure
Yeah.
any shift in strategy considers that.
Have you come across any stories?
Oh, so many
Yeah.
that highlight this impact,
Yeah.
that really stick with you.
Yeah.
There are so many. It's hard to choose.
Yeah, I bet.
But one that really moved me
Okay.
was this group of Ukrainian volunteers.
Okay.
They turned a local theater into a bomb shelter. and a community center,
Wow.
providing food medical care,
Incredible.
even psychological support
Wow.
to people who've lost everything.
Oh, man.
It shows the resilience of the human spirit,
Yeah.
even in the face of such devastation.
That's amazing.
It is.
It gives you hope.
It does.
So we've got this aid package,
Yeah.
potential U.S. policy shifts,
Right.
a humanitarian crisis.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to process.
It really is. But even with all the uncertainty,
Hmm.
there are some key takeaways.
Okay.
First, the U.S. is still committed to supporting Ukraine,
Okay.
at least for now.
Yeah.
The way we support them might change,
Right.
but the underlying goal,
Okay.
defending democracy, resisting aggression,
Yeah.
that stays the same.
And that human cost can't be overstated.
Absolutely.
We have to keep those people in our thoughts
Yes.
as we consider the bigger picture.
It's about recognizing the real people
Mm.
behind the headlines
Yeah.
and understanding that their lives are
Right.
being deeply affected
Yeah.
by the decisions being made.
On the world stage.
Exactly.
It really feels like we're at this
Yeah.
turning point.
A pivotal moment.
Yeah. What happens next with this aid package?
Mhm.
President-elect Trump come in, and
Right.
the war itself, it's all so interconnected.
It is. It's fascinating how this
Yeah.
really highlights
Yeah.
the long-term consequences
Yeah.
of these policy decisions.
Mhm.
Choices made in Washington
Right.
will ripple out
Yeah.
far beyond this immediate crisis.
So it's not just about reacting to today.
No.
It's about shaping the future.
Exactly. Strategically shaping the future.
And that takes a nuanced understanding.
It requires a deep understanding
Yeah.
of how domestic politics and foreign policy
Right.
and global power dynamics
It's a lot.
all interact.
Yeah, even for folks who follow this closely.
It is.
It's a lot to wrap your head around.
It really is. And that's why it's so important to have these conversations,
Mm-hmm.
to think critically,
Yeah.
to challenge our own assumptions.
To keep learning.
Keep learning.
Just
Absolutely.
stay curious.
In a world that's changing so rapidly,
Right.
that ability to adapt, to
Mm.
learn and evolve is crucial.
So if our listener is trying to make sense of all this,
Right.
what should they be paying attention to?
What should they watch for?
Yeah, as this story unfolds.
I think a key thing to watch
Mm-hmm.
is how this incoming administration
Right.
chooses to engage
Yeah.
their approach to Ukraine, to Russia, to
Mhm.
the whole international community.
Right.
Those early signals are going to be very telling.
And for everyday folks like us
Right.
who aren't in those meetings,
Okay.
what can we do?
That's a great question.
Is it just watching it play out?
Absolutely not. This isn't a spectator sport.
Okay.
We all have a role to play in
Right.
shaping the future,
Okay.
whether it's staying informed,
Mm.
having these discussions with friends and family,
Yeah.
contacting our representatives.
Right, right.
Civic engagement is key.
So using your voice.
Using your voice.
Making sure you're part of the conversation.
Exactly, because knowledge is power,
Yeah.
but it's only powerful
Mhm.
when it's used for good
Well said.
to create positive change.
I think that's a perfect place to wrap up.
I agree.
Thank you as always.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
I learned so much from you.
Likewise.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
Yes, thank you for diving deep with us.
Keep those questions coming.
Keep learning.
Keep learning and keep engaging with the world.
Absolutely.
Until next time,
Take care.
stay curious.